it's Numbly from Game of the Week, and it's been a couple months since I did a dungeon rating video. Now this is the last section of this is the last section of Stormblood. It's the final 5 dungeons, but I also just wanted to say happy spooky season from me and this oddly enticing cat girl NPC that they seem to always bring back for Halloween. Anyways, that's it. I'm just gonna take us right into the dungeons, but this is also the final dungeon of Stormblood, so we're gonna get a score tally at the end. So I'll see you when it's time for the score tally. Alright, Fractal Continuum Hard. Now this is the last, or pretty close to the last of the hard mode quote-unquote missions we get. All I gotta say is the music in here is a 10. The music is a 10, 10, 10. The music is a 30 out of 10. It's 100 out of a 10. Alright? It's so good. Oh my god. This music is still playing in my mansion on Siren. It has been since Stormblood, and it will stay on my orchestrion until my subscription expires. This place is gorgeous also, by the way. You got these red lights, you got debris everywhere, and the trash pulls. Trash pulls are great, alright? You got these combination trash pulls where you have chimeras and minotaurs who both have their own in and out mechanics. They both have their own leaves. Chef's kiss, man. So good. First boss is a tombstone. What the hell, man? Alright? So this first boss is visually unappealing, alright? Visually unappealing. They reused this guy in Alexandria, I think. Or one of the more current dungeons. However, mechanics-wise, you know, you could get clipped by all that stuff at once and it kill you if you're not moving fast enough. This will probably... I don't think it'll kill you if you're on the wrong side, but I think it does like a good like 70 to 80% of your health if you're not a tank. So yeah, it only does like 2 things, but they're kind of lethal. So even though it's kind of a boring boss, it's fine. I pulled by accident. I didn't know that there were enemies around the corner. That's my bad, alright? Trash pull here is incredible again, and then another incredible trash pull right after. Alright? Fractal hard mode, okay? One of the best, if not the best dungeon in Stormblood. I'm just gonna call it before I even finish the rest of the ratings. Alright, this is the next boss. This is the Ultima Warrior. So this guy, he does the triad bosses, alright? So he's got Zervin here, he's got Sophia here, he's got the other guy, whose name I'm forgetting. He's doing Citadel Busters from the Ultima weapon. Like, oh, by the way, if you see these white and black things happen at the same time, you do want to stack them together, but probably not under a Citadel Buster like I did. It's been a while since I've been in here, alright? He's gonna do Zervin stuff now. I've got an Ice Brand, so I go to the Ice Stack. Alright? Alright, easy. No problem. I'm gonna die before this even goes off. Stack marker. Alright. Cool. The mechanic didn't go off. Another good trash pull coming up. And now we're in this kind of like weird like Allegan experiments area. All right, they got like bio pellets. They got more chimeras. They got more of these minotaurs, and the minotaurs can smash the glass, and they can come into the fight. How cool is that? All right, you can see the enemy trying to get to you, and eventually he does. All right, I am easy when it comes to stuff like that. All right, do cool stuff like that. I am in. All right, cool. Another good trash pull coming up before the final boss. It's got bio-manufactured Robniaks or whatever. We're gonna open this door, and guess what? We got more trash. I thought we were at the boss. No, one more trash pack. We're good. Don't worry. All right, it's fine. This is a good trash pack too. We got like 5 enemies. Or 4 enemies, whatever. Either way, we got another Minotaur, and he's still doing spinny stuff. Behemoth, the Ultima Beast, okay? Behemoth fight. Have we fought any other behemoths in dungeons or anything else up until this point? Other than, like, the Fate out in Perthis? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I know that we ride one. He puts a hand up and spins around, so he's using body language to tell you what attacks he's doing. Good stuff. Alright? He stands up, that's in, puts his arm off, it's out. And he drops down proximity stuff, and spread stuff. And I don't want to get blown up, tank. Please move away, thank you. And now he's dropped area denial as well with that fire, and he's dropping raid wides, and now he's got a tank flare. This guy is doing everything. Okay, good boss. All right, we got another proxy, another flare. So we got area denial along with a flare. And now he goes into the final part where he starts casting Demi-Ultima. Now you have like 10 years to kill him, but this will kill you if it goes off. Good boss. Good job, Mr. Bard. Alright, this is 74. This is the highest we've gotten. Alright, 74. It's a good dungeon, alright? It's like 3/4 of 100. Anyways, first boss design is quite boring. It's just a bit. That's a tombstone. I give him Mechanics 5 because it's got 2 attacks, and both of those attacks will kill you if you're not paying attention. Second boss, the Ultima Warrior, design 5. He looks cool. Mechanics 6. He's taking stuff from trials to try and kill you, and watering it down for a dungeon level experience. Perfectly fine. Final boss, it's a behemoth, alright? I'm gonna give a behemoth a 10. I don't care. Alright, Mechanics 7. He's doing stuff. I keep saying this, but he's doing stuff, and that's what I need from a boss. Layout and aesthetics is a 9. This place is very pretty, and it's got visual storytelling that you're going through all of these like scientific experiment rooms. Overall, fun is a 9. Alright, 74. Let's go. Done. Okay. Swallow's Compass. Alright. This dungeon is okay by me. It's okay. This is one of those dungeons that's kind of notorious for needing to run it like a whole bunch of times for people who are trying to get gear for Ukab and Ulu. This has some of the best, like best slot gear for those fights. This first area with the trash, they kind of like make you go around in a circle each time you kill one of these guys with hats, and then Tai Sui they all do different things, but each time you kill one, it breaks a seal on the door, and then when you've broken all the seals, you can go in and see the first boss. This is Otengu, and I think he looks really cool. I think he looks really fun, he looks really interesting. He's got this mix of black, white, and red. He's hitting you with a feather fan of sharp feathers. Got some area denial, and you gotta do some movement so you don't get hit by these fireballs. I wish the tank would pull him a little bit closer to the wall so that I could get additionals, but you know what? It's fine. I got hit by one because I tried to sneak in a positional, and then all of them blow up. That's basically all he does. He does like one raid wide. And then we move on to this next area, which is really pretty. I think you're kind of like underwater here. And it's gonna throw this water at you, but if you're standing behind these barriers, they don't hit you. They count as line of sight, which is fun, I guess. At least it makes the tank curve up all the monsters real tight. I kind of hate this one, Jinmenju. It's a Volcro. But I always kick it, and I always do some damage to it because it's annoying that there's just one enemy there. Why? Like, I get they needed to fill an area between transitioning spots of the dungeon, but Alright, now we get to the Geomantic Aetheryte. We come out here. This guy might look familiar because he's in like a whole bunch of different fights now. Alright, this is the first time you see him though. He's gonna lift his hand and slam one side of the arena. And then eventually he's gonna give you these circular AoEs, target people with cones, you just dodge out of the way. And then he's going to, what's he doing here? Oh yeah, he's doing the stuff from that one boss whose name I can never remember. You can just like stand still for that these days. It won't kill you. Gonna slam aside again. Oh no, he's not. He's gonna punch the middle. So if you're in this blue stuff, it gives you 6 full thunder, where after 8 seconds or something, your head will go beneath the surface and you'll die. So yeah, this boss does a couple of cool things. He doesn't look all that interesting, but he's doing some cool stuff. Alright, now we're kind of up in this pretty area where we've got these like golden roots and stuff. This area kind of gives me like an Elden Ring feel, you know? If it wasn't so like lit up and pretty, Elden Ring's a little bit more like dark and gloomy in stuff like this. But if it was a little darker and you see all those like roots sticking out, or even like a Dark Souls 3 kind of down in the ant area. It's Dark Souls 3, right? Whatever, different game. We ride clouds, and then we get back to the final Thai suite. Summons a whole bunch of ads. It does like a garbage pull first, where there's only like 2 birds, and then he summons 8 birds, and I guess that's better. This is the final boss. This is Ishin Zasheng. He's basically the Monkey King from Monkey King fame. This guy does like 2 things at most. He's got both ends and like short end. Both ends is a inner circle. You can tell. Well, actually, you tell by the animation on the stick. If it's big glowing lightning, it's in. Then he summons a whole bunch of ads. Ad phases are kind of strange for a boss at the end of a dungeon. It's fine, I guess. You just AoE it down, get yourself some monkey DPS. Then he does the big swirl, and Yeah, depending on how long it took you to kill the monkeys, it does more damage. And then he does the thing where he splits up. Now, every time he splits, they get the same amount of health, I think. But yeah, you can see one of them had like a short stick and the other one had a big thundery stick. This will do a thunder beam at whoever it's pointed at. And eventually you just kill him. Swirly swirl of the mouse. Alright. First boss. As I said, the Tengu looks cool. His mechanics are okay. The second boss, I gave him a 5 because he's like a big blue guy. It's fine. Mechanics are 6. He's got 6 fulms under. He's throwing cones at you. He's alright. Final boss is an 8 because I think the Monkey King is a cool reference to be giving us in a dungeon. And he's a cool design. He's like a 4 for mechanics though. All he does is summon monkeys, and if he's got a purple staff, you go in. That's it. Music is an 8. Kind of pretty, and it fits the like aesthetic of the like the Monkey King vibe that they're putting out. Trash is an 8. There's a couple annoying packs that are like only like 3 to 4 mobs, I guess, and then you have to like stand behind barriers. It's weird. Layout and aesthetics is an 8. I think it's pretty. You're kind of like in a temple at first, and then you're up on, you're underwater, and you can see the waves on the outside, and then you're like up in the the mountains with the roots. I think it's pretty. Overall fun's a 6. I don't want to do this dungeon really because I had to farm level cap gear from this place. Also, there used to be like a really pretty set where you had like a flaming helmet for casters, so I farmed this place a lot back in the day. I don't remember why I gave it a bonus. I think the bonus is because it's the dungeon that people farm for Mukabanu gear. It's a 66 out of 100. It is exactly 2/3 of the way to being a 100. In case you don't know math. Alright, bye. Okay. The burn. Now I've cut some of this this opening cutscene because it's just you flying around on birds and NPCs talking to each other, and it's just, you know, it's story stuff. You don't care about that. You want to know about the dungeon. Alright, this is the burn. This place, you think I'm going to give it a bad score on aesthetics, don't you? No. This place is gorgeous. Okay? We have all of this, like, salt because the area has been drained of all of its aether. Nothing is alive here. So, I believe in lore, the area, the ground that was used to build like Azizla, was taken from the burn. So that's why this area is completely dead. There's no aether in it. I think you restore it at some point in the cutscene, and I'm really hoping we get a burn hard mode because of it, where the areas had time to like regrow. I think that would be so cool. Anyways, the trash here is fine. There's a weird thing where like one bug comes at the very end. It's forgivable. This is the first boss. This is Hedetet. He's a scorpion. He's a crystal scorpion. He's real cool. I like him. He's a cool guy. He's got mechanics going on too. He's got in and outs. He's got hide behind crystals. He's got circle AoEs. It's a good opening boss for a dungeon. Good job. So yeah, you basically just want to make sure that you don't clip these rocks because it'll cause them to go off, as you just saw right there with the healer. You're supposed to use those rocks to hide from a line AoE that he shoots, but he died, so it doesn't matter. This is the next part that I really like. There are Allagan ruins in this area. Super cool. it's like destroyed, and you're like, wait, why is this place destroyed? Why are there all these big underground tunnels? What's going on here? And you get into another elegant ruin. It's pretty, and it still works. This boss is a bit of a letdown, though. Let's be honest. A lot of these roadster bosses are just like not great. The mechanics are fine, though. There's a little bit of situational awareness, like don't stand in the green puddle, and then you have this thing where you have to make sure you stand in the lane of the broken roadster. Pew! Somebody gets clipped with a fire. You get these spinny discs that you've seen in other fights. This is all just like reused mechanics, kind of, except for the dash. But you do see that in a 24-man in Nier again with the trains. Anyways, we continue on, and now you see there's a dead sandworm in the end of that hallway, and it's you know, it's preambling to this area, which is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, absolutely gorgeous, completely in the theme of where you are. Massive dead sandworm, just absolutely massive. It's gorgeous. It's so good. Whoever designed this dungeon, thumbs up. We got another trash pull with large enemies that do large AoEs. It's fine. Just don't get hit by them. You can stun them if you're a tank, or if you're a white mage, just throw a holy and stun that. It's fine. This is the last boss. It's the Mist Dragon. This dragon is cool, and I think the Mist Dragon is from another Final Fantasy game, like an early on one. If anybody remembers which Final Fantasy it's from, go ahead and throw it in the comments. But yeah, he just blows ice everywhere, does these star ice AoEs, and eventually he vaporizes and turns into a circle of mist in the middle. And if you touch that circle of mist with any attack, you'll get frozen into a cube and will die unless somebody else lets you out. The mist is growing here using these draconic... What are they called? Draconic regards. Okay. Anyways, I freed the healer, but didn't notice that the tank was also stuck. Anyways, somebody gets this blue thing, who's gonna breathe fire circles at them, or ice circles rather. And then you get this twice, and I think this is really pretty, and I think it's, you know, good mechanics for a dungeon. Teach you to do stuff in raids. Perfect. Wonderful. Great. The burn! Alright. First boss, 7-4. Second boss, 5-4. Final boss, 6-7. I do think that the first boss looks cooler than the final boss. It's Crystal Scorpion. It's cool. Music is a 7. It's very kind of like light and like tinkly on the piano. It's not something that hypes me up, but it's definitely the burn when you get this music. Trash is a 9. It's good. You get like one little problem at the beginning with that bug. That's the only reason it doesn't get a 10. Bonus is for that giant sandworm corpse at the end. That's so cool. So you can see why I gave layout and aesthetics a 10. This dungeon is gorgeous. The art team did incredible things with this dungeon. Overall fun's an 8. I don't mind getting this dungeon. I would rather take this dungeon over a vast majority of other dungeons. It's a 68 out of 100. Good job, The Burn. Okay, Saint Mocianne's Arboretum Hard Mode. I'm going to say this right away. The music in this dungeon is awful. It's so bad. It's supposed to be cut up with the sounds of combat, but when you're not in combat, you just hear this crap. It's like, I don't know, it doesn't hype me up. It's bad. It's bad. I'm just gonna tell you right away, the music in this dungeon got a 0. At least I'm pretty sure I gave it a 0. But the trash is fine. Yeah, you get a couple of looking mechanics. You've got, most of the time people pull monsters all the way to the end here, and you have one big trash fight. And it's pretty good trash pull. I think trash is like pretty good in this dungeon. This first boss is kinda boring. It's just like a null chew, right? And it does like two things. It like does a stack with a puddle, and then it'll like jump to a side and like cleave the room, and that's it. It's not a great boss. I get clipped. Well, I didn't get clipped. Always perfect. Never punished. There's some spreads as well. Like, I don't know. I think I gave it a 4. It's probably a 4. This part's kind of cool. You jump off here. There's a very small chance that somebody can hit the wall as you're falling, and then they flip and hit the... Yeah, see the healer hit the wall. Very, like, common chance of happening, but it doesn't happen every time. These trash are actually kind of great, because the big ones with the club, you can see all the little ones turned into Corpicur. If they're inside that circle, they CC themselves, which I think is awesome. Yeah, it's called Roly Poly. You don't really want to stun it. It just makes the trash pull that much easier. This is the second boss. It's like a goo girl of some kind. It's some kind of like sludgy, muddy Lakamu. I don't know, man. Is she a mushroom? I don't know. Anyways, she looks cool enough. Her mechanics are pretty decent. You're getting thrown around. You see this same mechanic in other dungeons later on in other expansions. Yeah, she throws you around. There's cleaves. There's an in and an out, I think. Or an out and then in. You also get Earth Shakers, which is great to see in a dungeon. You get a gaze attack, and then you get this triple golem version, where there's only one correct way to go. And yeah, I think mechanically this is a good fight for a dungeon. I think it's very sound for a dungeon, especially for a second boss fight. I really wish the music in here was better, though. And as you can see how much this place has deteriorated since we were last here. It's all like muddy and gross, and at least this part's cool. So all these enemies have a buff on them called like muddy, and it gives them a defense up. So you turn on this water and you wash the enemy, and they lose that defense up, and they turn into other enemies that are like weaker too. Good environmental stuff. This is the final boss. This is Tokapachi. I don't know. Everybody knows what the Pooh boss looks like at this point, right? Like, you've seen them as S ranks. You've seen them in field operations, fates, etc. This thing, it doesn't do much. It's just basically don't be on the grate when this yellow stuff is happening, and don't be on the circles when you have a circle AoE. The only other part of this is there's a mud slime ad that you're seeing here. Every time this mud slime ad gets clipped by one of the boss's moves, it will get bigger. And the bigger the ad gets, the more damage it does when it inevitably explodes. So eventually, this guy summons 2 ads too, but he's usually so close to death you just ignore them. Bam, dead, easy. Decent dungeon, terrible music. First boss, 2-3. Yeah, no, a null chew, not interesting. Second boss, I guess I gave her a smaller score in the looks department. I mean, I guess all she is just like one of those like floaty enemies. But I gave her good mechanics. Final boss, 7-5. Everybody loves the Pooh boss. Everybody loves the Pooh boss. Mechanics are pretty decent too. Music is a 0. I hate this crap. What is this? This does not get me excited to do a dungeon. It makes me want to turn off my headset. Trash is a 7. There's no big faults of trash here. Bonus is a 1 because of the Pooh boss. Pooh boss is cool. Layout and aesthetics, it's still just St. Mocianne's Arboretum, just older. Overall fun's a 6. I'm not going to get mad if I get this dungeon, but I'd rather be in other places. Overall, 47, very slightly below mid dungeon. Next dungeon. Alright, the Ghimlyt Dark. This is one of my favorite Stormblood dungeons. It is the last dungeon of Stormblood. This dungeon led into Shadowbringers. You're kind of on the front line fighting against Garlemald. You know, Xenos is in his tent somewhere, and you're just clearing the front line of invading Garlemaldian troops or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while. Either way, this dungeon is gorgeous. The music is pretty Final Fantasy-esque. It's very end-cap Stormblood music. The trash is pretty decent. You get multiple packs that are at least 5 to 6 enemies, and they're parachuting in, which is really good flavor for the dungeon. Yeah, really good aesthetics, decent trash, good times. This is the first boss. First boss looks very cool, doesn't do much. So the problem with this dungeon is that it is aesthetically incredible, but the bosses are massively underwhelming. So all this guy does is he spreads you out like this, and then he runs to center and starts cleaving circles. Very easy to dodge. Very easy to dodge. You just wait for that first high slice to disappear and slide into it, and that's the mechanic. Easy. He'll do it in the other direction too. He'll do it counterclockwise, clockwise. Sometimes he'll even do clockwise, clockwise, or counterclockwise, counterclockwise, or counterclockwise, clockwise, or clockwise, counterclockwise. Either way, you just step into the pie slice that is open. He gives you a stack marker there too, but he's usually dead by then. This part I also like. You know, there's gunships landing in the battlefield, debris from the battle happening. There's stuff falling out of the sky, pieces of like airships and bots from the Garleans. You're fighting Magitech weapons along with their soldiers. You come across here, it's this big battlefield between, you know, the Eorzean Alliance and the Garleans. And Alamegans are there too. You get the first boss from Alamigo here again. As a piece of trash. Yeah, this is the second boss. This is Prometheus. Apparently, this roadster brought fire to humanity. Fire ring arena. He digs into the floor and disappears. And then he blasts out of the wall. That's it. That's all he does. Dig, blast out a wall. Now that line persists for a little while. Even if you're not standing in it after it's gone off, it will keep doing damage, so you have to stay to the sides until the fire dissipates. And then he does like a front back here. You have so much time to move. So much time to move. It's like, boss does nothing. It looks alright, but like, stand in middle, they're baiting you to stand middle. For the fire, and then you just get out of the way. You have thousands of years to react to this. And now we're coming up on the... Oh, I take one last look back. I don't know why. We're coming into the big battlefield area at the end of the dungeon. There's a lot of like Eorzean NPCs coming up. I think some of them are randomized. Like we have Amaric here, our buddy the Paladin from Ishgard. This runner just smashes through debris to let us through. Really cool, really flavorful. And then we get another trash pack here. And that fire line leads up to the boss, so we're kind of stuck in this area until we deal with the trash. But you can see all these other Eorzean NPCs are kind of filling in the sides. Like we have Beast there now. We have, I think it's Connie Senna, yeah. And yeah, the NPCs that you get here, I think you always get Connie Senna, but it can be either Lise, Hien, or Yugiri. And depending on which one you get, they will all use their LB3 to help you with this final piece of trash. Yep. So Hien will do it on Samurai, Yugiri will do it on Ninja, and Lise does one. This is the final set of bosses. People thought that these were the Jesters from Final Fantasy IX for a little while. I think it was Final Fantasy IX, because they're red and blue. But I mean, if it's a reference to them, it's completely, you know, without anything. So you get a little bit of a knockback, and you get circle AoEs, and you get this stuff. It's just dodging stuff with your eyes, really. Even their, like, ultimate attack, which is coming up right here, is another, just dodge it with your eyes. You see these little white lines coming across, that's the path they're gonna follow. Just don't stand in it. Easy. And then, yeah. Now you fight the other one. They've got slightly different mechanics. They're gonna knock away one of the canisters, and then all of the canisters are gonna kind of explode in turn. So there's a line here now, and everything's going across, and yeah, you're just gonna do the same mechanic once again. Except now you have to spread out, which is whatever. These things are pretty wide, but they're not wide enough that you're gonna die. I still give them a little bit of space. You can stand in the middle if there's space there. You don't have to go to the wall. Eventually they do this. Also, they've been using that one attack that one NPC uses at the end of, I believe it's not Praetorium, the other one. The Aether canister thing. They use that. Anyways, you kill both of them, fight over. Yeah, this dungeon has 2 10s. The trash is a 10. Great trash in this dungeon. Layout and aesthetics is a 10. This dungeon, another art team or cooking dungeon. But yeah, first boss, it's just a gold Magitech Colossus. It doesn't do anything. It's fine. Second boss, again, mechanics are 5 because there are definitely things in there that can kill somebody if they're not paying attention. Final boss, 7 out of 8, or 7 and an 8. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Overall fun. It's a good dungeon. It's fun. The bonus is for the interchangeable NPCs that use LB3 throughout the dungeon, or LB3 at the end of the dungeon, rather. But yeah, it's a good dungeon. 68. I think I gave that to the Burn as well. I think we probably have a combination best dungeon now, or at least second or third. We'll find out. We're gonna have to rebalance the scores at the end of this video, anyways. Anyways, back to Ghimlyt, or me, and we're back. So that was Stormblood. Did you agree with my scores? Do you think some dungeons were worse than I gave them, or better than I gave them? Go ahead and put it in the comments. But right now, let's see what the full Stormblood ranking and overall dungeon ranking for the entire game looks like now. Okay, so here we have it. These are the best and the worst dungeons in Stormblood. Now, I'm gonna stop showing the best and worst overall rankings in the game, at least for this video, because I don't think there will ever be scores going forward that are worse than Tamtara, Hullbreaker Hard Mode, and Halatali. Now, best videos, all of the Stormblood videos have knocked Heavensward's dungeons off of the ranking, so there's no point in showing them either. So, it just comes down to the best and the worst of Stormblood. Because they're no worse than the originals, and they're all better than the originals as well. So, worst dungeon, St. Mocianne's. The dungeon bosses are underwhelming. The dungeon's not fun. The music is awful. Number 2, Castrum Abonia. The trash is not great. Every boss in that dungeon is boring and does nothing. They even kind of nerfed the boss in the middle, the one that was interesting. Like, it's still interesting now. They made it better, but it was difficult in the past for a reason. And then number 3, Bardam's Medal. Trash is bad. The bosses are boring. I do like the boss in the middle, where you just have to kind of learn the pattern. But once you know the pattern, you will never fail that boss again. Alright. Now, tied in first place, we have Fractal Hard Mode and Doma Castle. Now, Fractal Hard Mode, the music is incredible. The aesthetic of the dungeon is great. All of the bosses, except for the first one, are good stuff. Doma Castle, again, you're in this war zone. You've got water flowing through the castle. The layout and the aesthetics are incredible. The music is good. The bosses are fine. And then you have that super memeable last boss, the We Go Together. And then number 3, Alamigo. Alamigo is just a very strong max level dungeon that kind of encapsulates the first arc of Xenos' obsession with you. And it's just a great dungeon that sets you up for the final trial, and then for the rest of the expansion. So, yeah, I don't think Alamigo is the best max level dungeon. I still think that's Mount Gulg, but Alamigo is still quite good. Anyways, that's your rankings for this expansion. Well, let's go back to Nombly. Alright. Well, that was Stormblood. That was the rankings. Again, go ahead and throw me a like or subscribe. These dungeon ranking videos take a lot longer to edit than anything else on my channel. And I just love to hear other people's opinions on their favorite dungeons or their favorite bosses, or what dungeons they find the most annoying. Like, that kind of stuff fuels me. And as you can see, we are now stepping into Shadowbringers. Now, my opinion on Shadowbringers dungeons is that Stormblood kicked dungeons up to a 10, Shadowbringers kicked it up to a 20. The Shadowbringers dungeons are so good, in my opinion. They're just a good time. They're dark, they're gritty, they have substance, except for a couple. There's a couple I could do without. But we'll see when we get to them. For now, I've been Numbly, Game of the Week, and this has been ranking every dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. Eventually. And thank you again for just being on this journey with me. And I'll see you in Shadowbringers. Bye-bye.